Good afternoon, AVID Center, fellow colleagues, students, and distinguished guests. It is a privilege to be amongst whom I call my family and have the opportunity to be a part of the 2010 AVID Summer Institute. I've had a phenomenal 15-year journey as a member of the AVID family. And so for those of you who are new, allow me this opportunity to say welcome to the family. I'm a former AVID student who had low self-esteem, a drug and alcohol addicted mother, and I was conflicted between the turmoil going on at home and the typical dreams of a little girl. But today, I'd like to speak with you from the perspective of an AVID teacher and an AVID coordinator about that bright light that's at the end of what is sometimes a very dim tunnel. Math teachers like to teach math because they have a passion for numbers, formulas, and equations. For them, there's adrenaline rush that comes with problem solving. Science teachers have a passion for experiments, exploration, formulas, chemicals, and problem solving. English teachers, well, we're fanatics for reading and writing and sometimes public speaking, but we too believe in problem solving. History teachers are convinced there is nothing more important in the world than knowing your history, the names, the dates, and the events. I might even add problem solving when you consider comparing and cause and effect of our past, our present, and our future. What about AVID teachers? Where do we fit in the academic world? Well, first of all, we're all content teachers. We have a passion for a subject, and we want to share it with our students and the rest of the world. But as AVID teachers, we work a little harder to foster and share and celebrate the growth of all of our students, because AVID believes that every student deserves an opportunity to be successful. We provide resources, support, and opportunities for that growth, even if it means going beyond a regular school day. We understand that it's not about where our students come from. It's about how hard they're willing to work to get to the next step. Each year in an AVID classroom is a year of transformation for our students. The belief that all of our students can learn is our AVID innovative way of thinking in the 21st century. In AVID, there are no preconceived notions about what our students can't do. Instead, we focus on what our students can do and what are we going to do to make sure they get there. German mathematician Max Foreman once said, "Education seems to be in America the only commodity of which the customer tries to get as little as he can for his money." Only a teacher really knows the challenge and the emotionally draining experience that comes with teaching. Some say we take our jobs way too seriously. We treat our students as if they are children of our own. We want all of our students to want more and be hungry for education. In AVID, we give them more. For the students who want more out of their education, AVID provides all of the challenges in the world, no matter how many times they whine and scream and kick and say that they don't want them. No AVID story is the same, but allow me to share one with you to ponder for the rest of your week. 3 years ago, I was teaching an 11th grade AVID class. It met during zero period between the hours of 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. It never dawned on me to ask my students to identify their grade level because I was the 11th grade AVID teacher, counselors. So I only expected, I meant that out of love, of course. I only expected 11th graders to be in my AVID class. So there was a young lady who sat in the back, very quiet, very patient, and she just listened to me ramble on about my experiences and my expectations. And as I reviewed the student profiles later that week, I realized that this young lady was a 10th grader. And so the next morning, she stood outside my door as I approached, and I pulled her to the side and had a conversation with her about transferring into the 10th grade AVID class. And she politely said to me, "I really like your class, and I really like you. If you will please give me a chance and allow me to stay in your class, I promise to work hard. I'll even work harder than your 11th graders." I took it as a challenge. It was a new experience and a new opportunity for me. So I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues the following week, and he began to talk about all of these high school students who he taught when they were in middle school and what a pain they were. And this young lady's name came up. I was in denial. And he said, "Nope, she was bad. And she has a bad attitude." And I said, "Well, I don't see it. It can't be true." So he went and got two of my colleagues who confirmed, yes, she was bad, and she had a bad attitude. And then the student confirmed, yes, I was bad, and I had a bad attitude. But then one day, the young lady decided to share with me why she was so bad. Her father had passed away of a heart attack when she was a little girl. And when her father passed, her mother's spirit passed away as well. And her mother stopped being a mother to her. And she felt alone, and she felt abandoned, and she was in fight or flight. And as far as she was concerned, everyone was her enemy, and so she was going to fight. So I was faced with the challenge of creating a curriculum that was challenging enough for my 11th graders, but still meeting the needs of this 10th grade student who had the potential to be very bad with a bad attitude. But somehow it worked out. And she joined my AVID class again the following year as a junior. And I got some flack from my colleagues who said, "Why would she be in your class again? That doesn't make any sense. She was in your class last year. What could she possibly get out of being in your class again?" But I allowed her to stay anyway. And I found that she maximized all of her time trying to revise her work and further challenge herself. She even became a mentor and a tutor for all of her peers. And I'm happy to report that this past June, she graduated from my senior AVID class, not only top 10 of her class, but she also graduated with over $65,000 in academic scholarships. One of the scholarships she received was a San Diego Padres scholarship, one of which I was a recipient of as an AVID student as well in 1995. When I heard this resilient young woman deliver a thank you speech at an awards ceremony not too long ago, I choked on tears when she stated how much I had helped her in the past 3 years in AVID. My confirmation was clear. Not that I had done anything, but that AVID had done it. Because I didn't give her anything except the opportunity to be herself. The same way my AVID teachers, my AVID counselors, and my AVID principals provided me. I had a chance to share my experience with AVID with the world, and now my students can. I never lead any of my students to believe that if you work hard, everything will be okay. Instead, I model for them that if you embrace the challenges of today, you're so much more better for it tomorrow. The same way I feel at home when I'm here with all of you at AVID Institute, our students feel at home when they're in our AVID classrooms. And I hope this week, you walk away with all of the strategies and confidence to make sure that all of your students are successful. I'm a lifetime learner, and I tell my students every day in the classroom that the more I learn, the better I teach. And if you're a counselor or administrator here with us today, it's just as much as your responsibility to teach as it is the classroom teacher and provide those resources for our students. One of my favorite proverbs says, "It takes a village to raise a child." And when I attend Summer Institute and I have a chance to see my former teachers and counselors, principals, and mentors, I am reminded of the hand that you held and that you lended in raising me to help me become who I am. Teachers, I know sometimes we say it's not our job to raise our students because we only get paid to teach them. But the truth of the matter is, if we take our jobs as seriously as they say we do, there's no way that we can do one without doing the other. Thank you.